Hi friends, it's Amanda. Thanks so much for being here and watching. Joining you today for just a little lovely inspiration, being inspired by my beautiful photograph and the colours in this pattern paper highlight. Oh my goodness, this paper is just divine. And I'm also using a brand new cut file which is coming to the Pinkfresh shop very soon. It's called the Geo Floral Frame and oh, it is so pretty. I'm going to back it now with this gorgeous paper. So just coming in and oh look, there we go, fine liner and stuck it all down. Magic of video, I love that. We don't have to watch me cut. And this gorgeous pattern paper to back the rose or floral with, and that's the reverse side of Pattern Paper Story. Very pretty pink, look at that, just lovely. But the leaves, I really love that in the pattern paper highlight. The leaves are grey, aren't they lovely? It's so soft and pretty. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of grey or big sections of grey in the collection for me to trim up to back with. So liquid watercolors to the rescue. This is the gorgeous black licorice, watered down quite substantially as you can see, but look at that. Oh, liquid watercolors to the rescue indeed. Gorgeous. I'm really happy with that grey tone. I think it's so pretty. So yeah, that's my floral frame already backed and ready to go. I've now trimmed pattern paper highlight to 1.5 inches, and that gorgeous burgundy strip that you see on the left with it, which is a 1/2 inch, is actually from the front of the 12 by 12 paper pack collection. You know, the little sort of title page that goes on the front of the pack. Yeah, I just trimmed it off of that. So yeah, I don't like to waste things, and that colour was perfect because it brings in that sort of darker purpley tone from the collection. And yeah, so that's where that came from. And I apologise that you didn't see me put it together, but as you've probably seen or noticed, the colour in the video has dramatically darkened, and that's because about 5 minutes prior we had a very freak storm come through. It cut the power and we had hail galore, and at the moment it's hailing like you wouldn't believe. I've had to remove all the sound, the background sound from the footage because it was quite loud on the roof. And yeah, I lost a bit of footage, so I'm really sorry about that. In a moment, the sun, it's really typical Australian weather, the sun will be back in about a few moments, and you would never have known it was so horrible and dark, but I do apologise. I've gone ahead now though and backed that beautiful photo, or framed that beautiful photo with that fantastic die cut. And just going to start popping this page together now. So having a bit of a play, moving things around just a little. You can already see the lighting starting to improve, so the storm must have been wavering at this point. But oh, funny weather here in Australia in winter. Icy cold but still sunny, and then yeah, freak storms. Anyway, moving on. We are here we go. Look there. Look, the weather's passed. It's all good now. So going to add some foam tape to the back of my cut file. And that's just to raise it up, give a little bit of that soft dimension and interest to the page, because with it being white on white, do need a little bit of oomph to lift it off the page. There we go, very pretty. Yeah, and to the top left you'll see I've also added some ephemera. That particular piece says our favourite chit chat, which really does sort of describe my photograph very well. Some acetate ephemera, it's gold foiled, but if you flip the gold foil acetate ephemera over, the back of the gold foil is all silver foil. So I'm actually using the reverse side and using the silver to show, because I think with this colour palette, this lovely cool refreshing look with the white and that very pretty purpley burgundy colour and the pink, the gold was just too warm, and silver is just so pretty and such a fresh look. So yeah, I'm not sticking on back to front. I actually have done that with full intent because the colouring is just divine, particularly with the grey as well, to have that silver accent. Really pretty. So yeah, loving that acetate ephemera though, really gorgeous. You'll see I also popped on, yeah, just over there, that fantastic Geo frame ephemera, just to tie in again a little bit of repeat patterning with the Geo floral frame cut file as well. So a little bit of pattern on pattern I like a bit of repeat design in things. It's always very visually easy to look at that way, isn't it? So just taking in that gorgeous photo now. It's very, very sweet. You can see how the colours really just work beautifully with that highlight pattern paper. The pink in my daughter's outfit, the deep maroon in my son's, and of course that beautiful black, white and grey background. It's just so pretty. Here's that ephemera. See how it's on the gold side now? I put it in and then I realised, you watch, you see how warm it is. Look at the difference when you flip it and it's silver. Look at that. So you really do get sort of like a double pack there, really. You can use the gold side because it's beautiful, warm and rich and very luxurious and quite elegant. And then you can flip it to the silver side and yeah, you could see how, wow, it's a whole different level of elegance, really, isn't it? It's very, very pretty. So I've tucked that in under my photo and it's almost done. Look, it's quite a simple layout, really, and I think that's what I do love about Pinkfresh is that you don't need to do anything too fancy and too tricky because the collection does all the work for you. It's just a case of making a collection work for your photograph and tell your story, and in this case, the colours are just divine and a perfect match, really. So yeah, look, it's beautiful, isn't it? But it does need some finishing touch pieces, so I can't stop yet. Even though it could almost be done, it does need some finishing pieces. And I think one important element is just a little bit more of that tiny journaling. Sometimes I miss pieces and I do need, like that. It's a little tab that says favourite, and just that little die cut ephemera is just, that little finishing touch makes such a difference. But before I do, I realised I needed some more sewing machine thread tucked in a few places because I do love the soft texture that this gently adds to a page. And it's very hard to see, of course, at this angle with the camera, but you'll see it on the close-up. So I think it's lovely to have that little bit of soft texture, and yeah, it's just very pretty. In we go. Tucking some under there as well. There's also some in that top left embellishment as well with the ephemera that says our favourite chit chat. So there's lots of little details there. And I'm just going to add that die cut now in above my photo. There we go. And it's looking quite sweet, I think. And sorry, that thread was bothering me. Sometimes they wriggle too much. And puffy stickers. Now there's quite a few gorgeous ones here, but I decided on this sweet little heart, and as soon as I put it down I realised that it just didn't work for me at all, and I put it back, have a bit of a think and go, you know what, I do need it, but it actually needs to go over here and I need to build this area just a little bit, and it's going to hold that thread in place for me over there. Beautiful. So I'm going to pop those ones away. I actually didn't use any of the others. I thought I would, but instead I was drawn to these. These are the mixed embellishments, and there's so many options here in these. These are gorgeous. So I'm going first for this beautiful foam mounted ephemera piece that says "This is us," and it's got that gorgeous pop of grey in it and the beautiful purple floral on it. So, just works in every way. The title was a little bit low with the foam because, of course, I use quite thick foam to mount that digital cut file floral frame. So I've just given it a little bit of extra tape so it can sit above the frame there. And just press that in. And while I had these out, I sort of hummed and hawed about adding another piece, and looking at them, I wasn't entirely sure, so I set them to the side and I'll come back to them. I needed a title. Oh my goodness, look at all these fabulous options here. They're gorgeous, but they are quite large. When you see, look, they're quite big title pieces, and I while they are absolutely stunning, I was worried they would steal away from the beauty and the cleanliness of this particular page. It has a real soft, clean look, and I wanted to maintain that. So I opted for the word enjoy and customized it to make it suit my story and style a little bit better. So yes, I have gone and cut it away so it just says joy now, because it truly was a moment of joy. And they weren't quite aware that I was taking the photograph. They knew I was about to take some shots, but they were having this really gorgeous conversation, and they were completely oblivious to the fact that I'd caught quite a few of them. And yeah, it was just a beautiful moment. They were having this lovely little conversation. It was a moment of joy. So yeah, so joy works really well for me. I've cut that piece and I've just tucked it under the bloom and over the photo. And I'll add the dot to the J on my photograph as well. So sort of just adding a little bit of detail on my photo, but I think that's okay. I think that looks really, really pretty actually. Here, have a look. Yeah, that's lovely. Gorgeous. And I did like these little black ephemera pieces. One says more of this and the other says one fine day. And I thought they'd be a perfect little bit of journaling to the page, but I just couldn't quite get it to work. So I set them on the side for a while, but in the end, I did give up on them. They just weren't quite right for today, but that doesn't mean I won't use them in the future, because I did really like them, particularly with this colour palette. Came back to these mixed embellishments, and I love that epoxy button. And I think that's just the perfect finishing touch to that cluster in the top left there. So in that goes there. You see I've moved the heart back off again, and I'll pop it down a little lower. And that's just, yeah, that cluster's finished, and I really like that point of interest at the top left hand side of the page now. And for some finishing touches, I've got these gorgeous brand new Essentials jewels. You can see, look at them, aren't they stunning? I'm popping them on my page just so you could see. I hadn't really decided what colour I was going to use. I love the purple, but they seemed a little too vibrant, and the white or the clear I thought might get a little bit lost, and I did want a little pop of colour, so using the pink. But as you can see, as I pop them on the page, because they're not in such a large quantity, they're very, very soft and hard to see. But I assure you, in real life, and when I do the close-ups, you will see them. They're absolutely stunning. Such a great alternative to sequins. And these particular ones are little jewels, so they're actually in a diamond shape. They're really divine. And I just actually glued them upside down so that the flat side is sitting flush with the paper. But they're just gorgeous. They're really, really pretty. And that's pretty much my page today. So here we go. I'll try and get you to have a little look. There they are. They're so gorgeous. Really, really pretty page. I really hope you've enjoyed watching today. If you've got questions or comments about my layout, please don't hesitate to pop them down below. I've got lots of gorgeous close-ups coming for you now. All those pretty details. Hopefully you can see them a little better on the screen now. As I said, thanks so much for watching. Hit those like and subscribe buttons, and have a wonderful, happy arty days. Bye!